Hello everyone and welcome to the Kuukeli Bushcraft channel. Okay, so today we're looking at the Ahti Metsä. So Ahti is a kind of seafaring warrior figure from Finnish folklore. Metsä just means forest. Ahti being the brand, Metsä being the knife. So we've got a pretty standard looking Finnish Puukko, 95mm, so just shy of 4-inch Laurin Metalli 80 CRV2 carbon steel blade. I've got a nice smoky fire going on here because it keeps the mosquitoes away. They're pretty bad here in northern Finland at the moment. But this is actually the second knife of this model that I've had. I've been using one of these at work and for hiking and camping, pretty much daily use throughout the end of the winter, the beginning of the spring, beginning of the summer. And what happened was it actually fell out of the sheath twice. And the first time I was at work, I managed to find it. The second time, I'd just finished work. I'd driven about an hour to get to nearby an open shelter. Hiked up to the shelter, got a fire going, put my knife back into the sheath, went exploring with Uni. Where is she? You better be being good. Yeah, so I went for a hike with Uni. It was 1 o'clock in the morning, quite late, and somehow I managed to lose it. Yeah, and I think the issue that I had was the sheath retention's good, but I think I put it in the sheath and I think I'd got a bit of clothing caught in there, and I think that happened twice. So yeah, it is quite good to have a belt with your knife on outside of your clothing, as I have at the moment. Also, you know, there's a lot to be said for neck carry, yeah, and baldric rigs and things like this. Baldric rig for a knife of this size might not be the most optimal solution. But yeah, as you can see, sheath retention, there's no issues. So the knife falling out of the sheath twice, I can't really say that that's the fault of the sheath, more my fault. Okay, so high Scandi grind, so primary bevel is more or less 20 degrees with a very slight secondary bevel. Very slight. So as if you want a 0 grind Scandi, which I wouldn't necessarily recommend with a 20 degree primary bevel, but as if you want 100% 0 grind, that'll sharpen out very quickly. We've got a brass ferrule there, nicely peened over on the end, and quite a tidy looking sheath, nicely stitched, plastic insert. So yeah, it's just a typical standard Finnish Puukko, and the ergonomics on Finnish Puukkos generally is absolutely excellent. As if you want a finger guard, then you know you don't want really a traditional Finnish Puukko, because they don't have them, which does help with the sheath. Yeah, they tend to be quite deep carry, and yeah, often quite a lot deeper than this. But you know, a finger guard just gets in the way, and also it means that as if you want to get as close to the cutting edge as possible, then that works really nicely, rather than having to choke up over the top of a finger guard. Yeah, so I don't really worry too much about finger guards. I think that something like this, it's light, it's manageable, it's small, very, very nice knife design, and I think paired with something a bit bigger like a local or an axe, I think something like this is perfect for your everyday bushcraft tasks and great as an all-round utility knife. Things like battening. That's why I carry an axe. Well, it will split thin sticks, but do bear in mind it's only a rat tail tang, so it's not super strong. What it does excel at is woodworking. So whether that's making feather sticks or making traps, making spoons, anything along those lines, and it works absolutely fantastic. It's an absolute joy to make feather sticks with this knife, and the Ahti CRV2 blade is really nice, really good quality steel, holds an edge and easy to sharpen. So there is quite a considerable gap there in the ferrule, and with my last one, just before I processed a ton of fish with it, I put some glue in there. So that is somewhere that water can get in, so it is a good idea to put a bit of glue in there, a bit of epoxy or whatever you have at hand. It's just worth sealing that gap. Yeah, give you a bit of a closer look. So as we all know, a Scandi grind is excellent for woodworking. We've got a stained curly birch handle and extremely comfortable handle, a very functional blade, attractive sheath that does hold the knife well, so long as you don't trap anything else in there. And there's also a few other knives that are very similar. Finnish knives are really good value for money, in my opinion. But there's also, yeah, there's Wood's knife, there's Erapu. There's quite a number of manufacturers making knives very similar, but I think this is a very attractive, very functional option. Okay, so that's my view on the Ahti Metsä. Thank you very much for watching the video, and yeah, please give us a thumbs up, drop us a comment, and if you haven't done already, please subscribe, and I'll see you all again soon for another Googly Bushcraft video. Bye for now. What are you doing? What are you eating? Grass? Grass? Look, I've got uni treats here. I've got uni treats. Oh, we prefer grass. There we go. That's for you.